Alrighty, so this is getting a little bit of attention on YouTube and the alternative media, but I want to add something to it. This is the article itself. We'll read into it a little bit. California drought, state water project will deliver no water this summer. For the first time in its 54-year history, the state water project, a backbone of California's water system, will provide no water to urban residents or farmers this year because of the severe drought, state officials said Friday. The announcement does not mean that communities will have no water this summer, but it does mean that every region is largely on its own now and will have to rely on water stored in local reservoirs, pumped from underground wells, recycle water, and conservation to satisfy demand. Very comforting, yeah? Silicon Valley and parts of the East Bay, particularly residents of Livermore, Pleasanton, and Dublin, who receive 80% of their water each year from the State Water Project, will feel the impact the most in the Bay Area. Hardest hit, however, will be the state's huge agriculture industry. We expect hundreds of thousands of acres of land in the Central Valley to go unplanted, said Paul Wenger, president of the California Farm Bureau Federation. That will cause severe economic problems in our rural regions, loss of jobs and economic activity with all the heartache that entails. And California can't afford this right now. And that's not really good for the whole food shortage conspiracy, if you will. The state's... never mind. I was going to say that's not a conspiracy, but that goes without saying. The state's decision to turn off its main spigot will be reevaluated every month and could change if California sees significant rainfall in February, March, and April, state water officials said at a Friday morning news conference. Still, the news highlighted how California is in uncharted territory this year. So, my question is that last year, I did a video on this. Here, I'll put a link below to this video. I did a video on this article here. It's also carried by the Huffington Post and a couple other mainstream media sources. But it listed 7 states that were running out of water. And here they are. It's Oklahoma, Wyoming, South Dakota, Colorado, New Mexico, Kansas, and Nebraska. So my question is what about these as well? So if we're looking at sort of a water shortage or water emergency in California, what about these 7 states? And let's not also forget about West Virginia, because we just saw on CNN yesterday, they were reporting on it and updating that story still. It's been going on for several weeks now, that they still have, they're saying they're low, but they still have traceable chemicals in their water supply. They still, several weeks into it, the residents still are unsure and still do not know whether or not they should use the water. So what's just not really sure what's going to happen with all this. You know, it's funny, I've been doing research for about 3 years, and when I started about 3 years ago, I have heard from not just mainstream media sources, but from individual economists and quote-unquote specialists and all this stuff, if you will, saying that water is going to be the next oil. And you also have, I'm pretty sure, forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's a main CEO somewhere, but I'm pretty sure it's a CEO of Nestle that wants to privatize water and wants to make us, quote-unquote, as they love to call us, useless eaters, pay out the wazoo for our water. So lots of stuff shaping up on the whole water to be the next oil front, if you will. So just wanted to throw that out there because I read about this in California and it makes me wonder, well, like I said, what about these 7 states, and also what about West Virginia? So crazy stuff, because we know the ocean's broken and we're losing water sources left and right. Not good. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks teammates and subs. And hopefully the radio show on Saturday will go well. It's only going to be 15 minutes. The link is below in the description box, the name of my show and all that stuff and how to get to it in the last video titled, Join My New Blog Talk Radio Show. You'll see it if you look for it. And I'm just going to have it 15 minutes. We're going to try. I'm using a cell phone to do it, which I'm told is not the best way to go about it, but I got no other way to do it. So we'll see how it goes, and appreciate everybody's patience on it, and thanks to everybody who's going to tune in. So hopefully it'll be fun. So thanks everybody. Appreciate all the support out there, teammates and subs. Thank you again.